What time is it?
6:45.
I had a feeling this was going to be a non-event, mate. I reckon your snort's giving you a bummer.
There's still time, Ted. If he has fed me wrong, I'll rip off his head and spit in the hole.
Steady on, old lad. You'll be giving the CID a bad name.
Sierra Oscar to Watchman. Over.
Watchman.
He was there when you came on last night, you say?
That's right.
I think we better have a word with our watcher. Right. See you, Paul. Have a nice day, as they say.
Morning.
Morning, Gov.
One crack from you, Dashes.
Never said a word.
Didn't need to. It was written all over your face. Any news from Ted Roach?
Drew a blank.
Great, call him back. Told Carver I want a word with him before he books off. About time he sorted out that snout of his.
Oh, with all that bum steers from snouts, Gov. Occupational hazard.
Don't teach your grandmother. Just call him back. Then get onto records and get me the file on the Brewer case.
Again?
Just do it, Mike.
Yes, Gov. Yeah, Paul noticed him hanging about. He came on last night.
Is he still there?
Yeah, have a look for yourself. Just across the street. Just standing there, watching, waiting.
What's the matter, Edwards? Couldn't sleep? Well, I think someone will have a little word with the man, then, yeah?
Me too. Good Lord, Bob. You know, they reckon seeing a CID character this time of the morning is a bit like spotting a unicorn.
Rarer than rocking horse droppings. And there's such nice young men
Oh,
out there.
yes, indeed.
Oh, watch out, he wants to fight. Hey,
Bob, you were about when Galloway tied up the Brewer murder, weren't you?
Michael, Bob was about when the Crippen case was tied up.
Yeah, thank you. I love you too and all top. Yeah, what about it?
I suppose you know the Home Office has given the green light to an investigation into the case.
It's weeks ago.
They can do all the investigating they like. Ian Lyndhurst was guilty as charged.
So what's the problem?
The Detective Chief Superintendent in charge of the inquiry is due here at 9. Galloway is sitting in his office looking decidedly worried.
Roy? In at this time of the morning?
2 unicorns.
Look, this is not the first inquiry of this sort, and it won't be the last. Roy got a good result on that case down to good coppering.
Yeah.
They might have cut a few corners, but...
That's what worries me, Bob.
That's what worries me.
Right then, come on. Back to the pond of the road, so I'm bloody famished. It's no good worrying about it, Jimbo boy. We've all had bummers aimed at us. It's part of the course.
Looks like the governor sees it that way, that's all.
Aye, aye. Here comes Matt Dillon.
Having a good day?
Yeah.
I don't blame you. Waste of time if you ask me.
Yeah, didn't see too much of you last night, did we, mate?
What's the point? I know you two blokes were here. This ain't the only son I guard, you know.
Yeah, well, if nothing else, we've given you an easy night, all right? So don't knock it. Come on, let's piss off, Jimbo, before I lose me rag, will you?
See ya.
A bloke really gets up my nose, you know. Have we got any drink left? My mouth tastes like the inside of an Arab's boot.
Yeah, there should be half a carton of orange juice in the back somewhere.
Oh, great.
What the? Sorry, boss, he's bigger than us.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
I'm Sergeant Penny. This is Sergeant Peters. We're from across the road.
Why?
Can you tell us what you're doing here, sir?
I'm waiting for the mate to pick us up.
Really, sir? Well, you're a very patient man. You've been here for hours.
So?
I think we'd like to have a little chat in comfort, if you don't mind, sir.
Take your bloody hands off me.
Oh, dear. Methinks you're telling us porkies, me old cocker.
Come on.
Hello, Roy. Now you were about before they took the wrapping off a new day.
A comedian I don't need right now. Thank you, Robert.
I wasn't trying to be funny, actually.
Good.
Okay, got it bad, haven't you? What's up? Yeah, all right, I know. You've been through all this before, Roy. It's no big deal.
Yeah, but you haven't met Detective Chief Superintendent Ledbury. It's like something like your worst nightmare.
The bloke murdered the Brewer girl. You proved the case against him.
You wouldn't think so, the way things are turning out. In the light of so-called new evidence, the Home Office have decided to reopen the case.
Well, you got nothing to worry about, have you?
Lyndhurst killed the brewer girl. End of story.
So what's your worry?
Ex-Detective Sergeant Alec Locke. My old sidekick.
Oh, yeah. What's he doing now?
Runs a pub over in Enfield. Ledbury's been talking to him.
So what?
Word added that good old Alec went deaf and dumb on Ledbury when he asked him about Lyndhurst making his confession under duress. Well, you know as well as I, when someone clamps up like that, it's as good as saying the game's up.
Alec Locke should have known better than that. It wasn't coercion, was it?
Lyndhurst confessed. He killed that girl because she was turning a few punters on the side.
No, I know. That wasn't what I was asking you. Are you telling me you have got something to worry about?
$200 Welsh lads pitted against the might of 30,000 screaming Zulu madmen.
Michael Caine weren't Welsh.
So?
Well, he was a star.
Artistic license, isn't it? No, look, 30,000 screaming Zulus armed with spears and blowpipes and clubs and that. I mean, all our lads have with guns.
Yeah, very funny tough. Look, ain't it about time we popped into back of Ted's cap?
Oh, shit. I knew it was going to be a silly day. Oh, bloody hell.
Glamour of the CID, eh? Long nights in cold vans. Snouts giving you bum information.
Oh, belt up, will you, Bob? Anyway, what are you doing in the canteen at this hour of the day? You should be on shift.
Perks of the uniform branch.
Bob, Taffy just called in. We've got a jumper on the top floor of those high-rise flats in Becker Street.
Brigade?
On their way.
Some perks, eh? You're better off out of it. You don't need all that kind of hassle, man.
Oh, sorry.
Here you are. Galloway's waiting for you two, and he's doing his nut.
As you were saying.
But I'm a collator, Sarge. I'm not match fit anymore. Besides, WPC Ackland can cope. Your cover, Hollis, and that's it. She's a very experienced officer.
It's Wednesday, Hollis. You bloody well know what's on the cards for this morning.
Yeah, signing on date for those bleeding jippos.
Got it.
Oh, dear.
Well?
Blow out.
Before you book off, Jim, I want you to go out and find that snout of yours, have a word with him. Let him know you're not a happy man. I'm sorry, Gov, I don't know. We've all had bum steers from snouts in the past. But the first rule is you give them a hard time, let them know it's not on. Keeps them on their toes, right?
Morning, all. You're going to like this, Gov, but not a lot.
Guess what?
What?
A site foreman has just rung in. It seems a 40 grand JCB digger has gone missing from his building site. The very site that you two were supposed to be watching last night.
Oh, Gov, it can't have. That's impossible.
Well, I think you both better get back down there and tell the foreman that. Thank you, Alec.
June? Sorry, June.
I'm half as sorry as I am.
We'll be back as quick as we can.
Right. Now, if you can remember, all you've got to do is put one foot in front of the other. That's it. It's called walking. It's what we do most of on foot patrol.
I hope you realise I've got a bad back.
What's the state of play? Well, we've made contact with a family living in the flat directly below where she's standing. I figured that's the best chance you blokes have got of a catcher.
Looks about right.
It's flat 58, Mrs. Hargreaves, on the 10th floor.
Tell us, son.
Banner Road, Road, Chigwell.
10th floor. Right. I'll be on 11. Sarge.
Right, Yorkie, what's your speed?
Well, the woman's name's Mrs. Peggy Chambers. She lives alone. She's separated from her husband. According to the next-door neighbour, she's been down in the dumps for the past few weeks. She reckons she's a bit of a pain. Nobody seems to like her much.
Sarge, this is Mr. Brennan, the caretaker.
Morning, Mr. Brennan. Morning. Have we tried entering?
Yes, the door's locked. I didn't want to force it in case I startled her.
I don't suppose you've got any spare keys, have you?
No chance, Governor.
Right, Mr. Brennan, we'll give you a shout if we need you. Thanks very much. Right, get on the radio and get me a locksmith down here pronto. Start moving those people back, Yorkie. You know the drill. Viv, you and me, we'll go upstairs and start talking to the neighbours while we're waiting. All right, let's go to work.
Sarge, look.
Look, we won't do anything until the brigade is set up. We can win this one. Come on, let's do it.
Was here when we pulled away, Ted. It was here right on this spot.
Well, I ain't here now, cop. What time did you arrive on the site, Mr. Regan?
10, 7:15. I was expecting to find you bloke still here as it happens.
But what about the security guard? Was he nowhere to be seen?
Nope.
I've just heard over my radio.
So where were you?
Well, I left just after you boys. Like you, I figured everything was going to be all right.
Oh, that is bloody marvellous. So sometime between 6:15 and 7:15, some little firm breezes in here and has it away with a 40-grand machine. That's going to look good on report, isn't it?
Looks to me like somebody's carted it away on a low loader.
No! I saw one put in as we were turning away.
What? What did you say?
I didn't give it a second thought at the time. You were poking your head through the back trying to get the orange juice.
Well, I'm not going to put that on the report, am I? We're in enough trouble as it is. You're just going to have to keep your mouth shut about it, all right?
Right, grab a pew, son. So, apart from a couple of minor driving offences, you've never been in trouble with the law before, Mr. Hardcastle. A nice, law-abiding citizen. Until now, that is. So, what's with the iron bar? And why outside this nick? Look, son, playing the strong silent type's not going to do you any favours. Are you aware of the seriousness of the charges against you? Right, Mr. Hardcastle, you want to play the mug? That's fine with me. No skin off my nose.
Just give us 10 minutes along with him, Sarge.
And what good would that do?
We're from the same part of the world. I know his hometown.
Yeah, all right. I could do with a cup of tea. 10 minutes, no more. God save us from the stubborn silent types.
What's your problem, Looker? Help me, son.
Where you from?
I was born just up road from Goldthorpe. Ardsley. Just outside Barnsley.
Oh, aye.
Where do you work? Pit?
I lived 3 years since. Chippy. Work abroad a lot.
Oh, huh? What, Saudi and that?
Aye, Saudi most time. How come you're down here?
I like it down here. But what brings you down here, Mucker?
Got to talk to someone, I suppose.
Is that Debbie? It's, Roy. Roy Galloway. I'm sorry to ring you so early, love. Is Alec about? Look, I just want a quick word with him, love. It's important. Away? Where? Thank you very much.
They brought in hard bastards from all over the country to bash the lads back to work. Who call themselves coppers. They're not but a bunch of legalised thugs. Thatcher's bleeding brown shirts.
You were abroad, you said.
Aye. The two brothers and my father were there. Our kid got belted round the head by one of you lot. 28 stitches needed to keep his brains from falling out on the bleeding pavement. The bastards were using bloody great clubs as big as pit props.
I could show you some things used against us that'd make your hair stand on end.
They took over the front garden of Father's house as a store for riot shields. The bastard things were stacked so high I couldn't get out of the bleeding house.
All right, Mr. Nelson, thank you very much for your help.
Cheers.
Sarge. Ah, you must be the locksmith.
Yeah.
Great. Look, can you get into this one here without making too much of a fuss?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
All right, good man.
Sarge. Dr. Nicholson.
Oh, Dr. Nicholson. Sergeant Cryer, pleased to meet you. You better get back down. Just one moment, Doctor. How's it looking?
We've done all we can without making too much of a fuss. We're ready to try and catch her. We should probably see what's what.
Well, he shouldn't be too long. Right, Doctor. Perhaps you could tell me something here that throws some light on...
I think so, Sergeant. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't divulge this sort of information.
These aren't normal circumstances, are they?
I can see that. Mrs. Chambers came to see me yesterday to find out the results of a blood test. She's HIV positive.
Oh, wonderful.
You think as coppers we liked it? Is that it, eh?
Aye. Most bloody loved it. But you know what was sick about it? While the lads were fighting a battle for the jobs, I'm being starved at the same time. Your lot were earning fortunes in overtime and away money. Aye. Your lot loved it all right. And cash apart. Most loved cracking heads open and sticking a boot in.
Bollocks. Listen, there were some lads that went from here that came back crying, mate.
Aye. All the way to the bleeding bank.
You don't know aught about it. You've been bloody brainwashed like most back home. You make me sick. Yeah, all right. Maybe there were a few head case coppers who were more than keen, but for most, we hated it.
Archie died 2 days ago. Aye. 26 years old. A wife and 2 kids. Dead. A brain hemorrhage, they said. Naught to do with a crack on the head one of your bleeding lot give him, they said.
Can you believe that, eh? Can you? Is that why you're down here, then?
Bloody right. Cocker. Because the copper that did it came from this nick.
It's only right you should know. The doctor's just told me the lady's got AIDS. So if anyone's got any problem about this, I'm going to talk about it now, yeah?
That's all right, go for no problem.
You sure?
Sure.
Okay. You all right, Viv?
Yeah, fine. Sarge.
Gary?
Okay.
I've drawn a blank, sir. I've tried every house along there. No one's seen a thing.
Yeah, same here. If anybody does know anything, they're not letting on.
Any luck?
Yeah, plenty, mate. All bad.
Who'll be a copper?
Yeah, ha
Oh, it's about as useful as a chocolate teapot.
Piss out of a boot if it had the instructions on the heel.
Oh, well, kit time, I reckon I'm knackered.
You know something, Jimbo? Working CID is not like working any other job.
Job's a job, Ted.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. You've got to learn to live in the CID, mate.
What are you on about?
I am telling you, if you carry on the way you're going and treat this job the same as any other, you're going to end up as casualty. Now get in the van, start the engine, and let's get to work.
I thought we were going to book off.
Well, you thought bloody wrong then, didn't you, mate? We don't get any kip until we check up on that security man. Now hit it!
I'll be down below.
Yeah, all right. Okay, stand by. All right?
Yeah, fine. All right.
Right, let's go.
Hello, Mrs. Chambers. Go away. Do you hear me? Go away! Leave me alone!
Look, I'm not going to touch you.
Don't you dare touch me. No! Don't! Go away!
I just want to talk to you, Mrs. Chambers.
I don't want to talk to you or anybody else. Just go away!
Mrs. Chambers, I just want to chat.
No!
Look, I'll tell you what. I'll do the chatting and you do the listening. How about that?
Please just go away and leave me alone!
Peggy, why are you doing this?
God, you'd never understand.
I think I would. I do know about your problems, Peggy.
You know? How could you know?
Peggy, I have to know.
I feel so dirty. So unclean.
I like some of it. Trouble is, it's all changed so much since I joined up, hasn't it?
Bound to change. It's got to, really.
Yeah, well, of course I wanted to work with dogs.
Dogs?
Yeah, I love dogs.
Well, what happened?
Well, trouble is I'm allergic to them, and
Right.
fur brings me out an horrible rash.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, officer.
Is it a problem?
Yeah, two, in fact. Firstly, you're proceeding the wrong way up a one-way street.
One way? It's one way. How long is it one way?
And secondly, this is a car, not a lorry.
Yes, this car, it's my car.
Yeah, trouble is, sir, you see, you're dangerously overloaded. You've loaded it up like it's a lorry.
But I'm trying to make honest living, officer.
Yeah, could you just pull in over there, please, sir?
It's never too late. There are lots of people that can help.
Too late for the likes of me. Don't you understand? I can't face the prospects. I can't just stand
Look,
here.
please, believe me, this is not the answer. This is not the way. We can help you if you'd let us.
It's too late.
It's not too late, Peggy. We
It
can
is.
help.
All right, leave me alone!
Sorry,
No!
Doctor!
Please! Oh, no! Put me down! Oh, please!
Stay back.
No!
How did he find out PC Muzzle was from this nick, did he say?
Yeah, Muswell were also knocking off one of the local birds while we were billeted there.
Yeah, that's about par for the course. So what did he say when you told him he'd left the job?
He didn't believe me. Thought I were closing ranks.
Oh, well, that's it all tucked up again. He doesn't say much, does he?
Yeah, it's the quiet ones you got to watch, Alec. Is Inspector Kite in yet?
Just breezed in, last seen heading towards his office.
All right, come on then, Shaw. Let's go and offload this one on his desk.
Celebrity likes to see us, sir.
Go in. Morning, Inspector.
Morning, sir.
My business shouldn't take very long. I realise you're very busy. Now, as you know, this investigation has been sanctioned by the Home Office in the light of new evidence supporting Ian Lyndhurst's alibi.
The so-called missing girlfriend.
We have had a signed statement from the woman. If the contents are unfamiliar...
With all due respect, sir, we also have a signed confession from Lyndhurst.
Indeed we do, Inspector. And another statement from Lyndhurst claiming coercion. He claims that you and your sergeant, Alec Locke, took it in turns during the interrogation stage and kept him without any sleep for 36 hours.
An allegation of a fit-up isn't exactly an original one, is it, sir?
Yes, Inspector. I've been around the block enough myself to know that. This is a statement from ex-detective Alec Locke. Interesting, eh? He refused to make a statement. And as you well know, that's almost as bad as sticking your hands up. Now, is there anything you'd like to tell me, Inspector?
Oh, cream crackers.
You'll get used to it.
Mr. Thompson's on the telephone. Would you like to have a seat?
Thank you.
We must.
What's Mr. Thompson's position in the company, darling?
Mr. Thompson's our contracts manager. He's in charge of all our London projects.
Only for him. Thanks, love. Now listen, if you can't learn to keep your mouth shut, you're going to end up in trouble. Do you understand?
Well, now what have I said?
What happens to her now, Sarge?
Well, after she's been to the hospital, I suppose you do the round of trick cyclists. Then they'll hand her over to some therapy unit.
In other words, not a lot.
Yeah.
If that's all, Sergeant, I should be getting back to the hospital with Mrs. Chambers.
Oh, right. Thank you, Doctor. And we'll get along as quick as we can to get a statement. How long will she be out?
Oh, I give it a good 3 hours.
Right, thanks.
Well, thank you. Not only for your skill and bravery, but for your understanding.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, I do believe someone's throwing a cherry!
Come on, Sarge.
Well done, that woman, please, Beth. No, good job, Beth.
Thanks, Taff.
Yeah.
Well done, love.
It was a good all-round team job, come on.
Well, rather you than me, love. That age thing makes me cringe in my boots.
Okay, come on, let's get it together, shall we? Start behaving like coppers.
I'm not totally insensitive to what happened during the miners' strike. However, from what you've just explained, it's clear the man has just travelled all the way from South Yorkshire to London to seek revenge. Sad as the case may be, the man has broken the law and should be charged accordingly.
I understand the point, sir.
Then do your duty, Sergeant.
The problem is, sir, beg your pardon if I may,
You may.
I've already tried to explain to Mr. Hardcastle that Muswell left the force 6 months ago.
But he doesn't believe you, correct?
Yes, sir.
And?
Well, I think, sir, that if it came from a senior officer, he might take it as the truth.
Miss Calvert has signed a statement to the effect that on the night the murder was committed, she and Lyndhurst were in bed together in her flat in Walthamstow, which is exactly what he claimed when he was arrested.
Miss Calvert fled the country the very next day before we had a chance to question her, sir.
I'm aware of that fact, Inspector.
Well, then you should also be aware, sir, that I had another witness who gave evidence in court that he saw Lyndhurst with a brewer girl in a public house in Stepney only an hour before she was found strangled and beaten to death in Victoria Park.
Yes, the publican David Parkins. Bit of a lad was Parkins.
I wouldn't know.
Come on, Inspector. At the time of this case, Parkins was up on offer on a charge of receiving stolen whiskey.
Yeah, and the charge was later dismissed.
Yes. That was a turn-up, was it not? I mean, the more you look into this, the more it begins to smell like you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours.
With all due respect, sir, I'll treat that remark with the contempt it deserves. Would that be all, sir?
Like the dinosaur, Inspector, the days of the Lone Ranger are over. We do not break or bend the rules anymore.
And so, sir, are the days where a senior officer can intimidate the lower ranks with wild and inaccurate remarks. Thank you very much, sir.
Gov, you are to diplomacy what Colonel Gaddafi is to peace in our time.
Good morning, Mr. Hardcastle. I'm Inspector Kite.
Oh, aye.
Thank you, Sergeant. And a couple of mugs of tea will go down rather well, thank you, PC Shaw.
How often do you use guideline security?
We use their services on all our London contracts.
But you have been losing quite a lot of very valuable equipment from your London contracts in the last couple of months.
Sign of the times, I'm afraid, Sergeant.
2 large compressor units from sites in Islington, 3 jack hammers from a site in Wandsworth, and 2 Kango hammers from Kilburn.
Yes, and now a new JCB from the Wapping site.
Of course.
It's almost impossible to stop thefts from sites, Sergeant.
But surely that's why your company employs the services of an outfit like Guardline.
Sergeant, we use the services of Guardline because the MD of that company is related to the MD of this company.
Oh, I see. Keep it in a family number. Right then, well, just another couple of questions.
Here's the registration document you asked for, Mr. Thompson.
Thank you, Rita. Have you made a copy for these gentlemen?
Yes, inside.
There you go, Sergeant. No doubt you'll be needing this. And technically you are in breach of the law and should be duly prosecuted on no less a charge than that of carrying an offensive weapon. You do realise the seriousness of this offence, Mr. Hardcastle?
Aye.
And I should hope so. However, having taken note of all the facts involved and taking your past good conduct into consideration, I am authorised under the Attorney General's guidelines to use my discretion in such circumstances. What this means, Mr. Hardcastle, is that in certain situations, I have the authority to waive a prosecution and issue an official warning. Can you assure me you're worthy of my using this authority, Mr. Hardcastle?
Aye.
Fine. Should you at any time in the future be found in possession of an offensive weapon, you will be duly charged and prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
From his file and my experience of him firsthand, I would say Inspector Galloway has scant respect for his superiors.
He's a very direct person by nature. He's a good copper. Works well at his level.
That's as may be, but there's a distinct line between being direct and cutting corners.
Cutting corners?
Yes. Off the record, my investigation's finished.
I see.
Yeah, and between you and me, Lyndhurst has no hope in hell of a retrial. I tore his girlfriend's statement to shreds. It seems Lyndhurst still had some pull over her, but now she's signed a second statement admitting that the first was total fabrication.
Good. Anything else?
Yes, there is. I'm afraid I have no alternative but to add a footnote to my report to the Home Office regarding the manner in which Inspector Galloway conducted the initial investigation.
If I remember correctly, the trial judge commended Inspector Galloway on that very point. Your footnote would contradict that, I assume.
Yes, it would. And if the judging...
I doubt if his lordship is going to take very kindly to the suggestion that he condemned a man to life imprisonment without being in full possession of the facts.
Referring, of course, to the manner in which Inspector Galloway obtained those facts. He broke the rules. He must not be allowed to do so again.
There's not a copper in the service that hasn't broken the rules at some time or another. And that includes me.
The sooner it stops, the better it'll be all round. Thanks for the coffee.
If you really believe your last statement, I suggest that in future you resist the temptation for off-the-record conversations such as this one. I'll see you at your car.
We'll go over to Enfield, see if I can have a word with Alec Locke. Some wise, Gov. I mean, this is a Home Office investigation. Just visiting an old friend. Morning, sir.
Morning, Inspector.
He didn't waste any time putting the boot in, did he? What are you talking about? He was being nice then.
Half of them are driving round in brand new motors. And have you seen some of those flipping caravans they live in? They're like bleeding palaces.
You do us a favour and belt up, Reg.
Yeah, it's true, though, isn't it?
Well, I'm not bothered. Gosh, you wish I'm like an old woman sometimes.
How's it going?
OK. At least they're nice and quiet. How did Becker Street go?
Oh, all right. Viv did a great job. She had to grab the poor woman in, though.
Yeah, one up for the WPCs.
Yeah, well, look, I've sent Viv down to St Martin's Hospital to get all the details. So, she could be ours. Put a sock in it, son.
Yeah, I'll second that.
I'll get her over here as soon as possible. Any aggro from that lot, get straight on the wire, OK?
Yeah, you bet.
Is that what you call nice and quiet, Jim? Come on. Thanks, mate. Here. Go on, mucker.
He was my brother. Can't just go back and forget. There's no more you can do down here. Go home and help his wife and kids. I'll be back. I'll find that bastard. Get on the train.
When are we going to get some kit, Ted?
I'll get some while you just belt up and drive, all right?
Oh, it's all right for you. You slept half the night.
Look, the other thing about this job is you've got to have a very positive attitude. We'll get some proper kip after we've checked out Guidelines employment records. Now stop moaning and drive.
What's going on?
What the hell do you think is going on? He's giving us a tug, mate.
Oh, she's crazy.
Nothing to do with me. I'm getting my head down.
Look, I'm sorry, mate. We're on your side.
That's as may be, sir. But you still need to have working brake lights.
Well, I can understand how they feel. I mean, the job's changed so much, hasn't it, since they signed up? You take blokes like Alec Peters. Don't Bob cry.
Oh, please, Reg, give it a rest. I'm not in the mood. Reg?
Yeah, what? What's that? Now, Jim, let's not overreact.
Come on, we've got to talk now. Shotgun, get on the radio, Reg!
PC171 to Sierra Oscar, outside the DHS.
There's a man inside with a gun. Anyone hurt? I don't think so. Fired a shot at the ceiling and he was threatening the staff.
OK, now where exactly is the man? How many people are in there?
He's over by the counter. And there's dozens of people inside.
Right, now can you go outside and wait? We need to talk to you a little later. OK, thank you, madam. There's one man over by the counter. He fired at the ceiling.
Yeah, how many people?
Dozens.
Christ. Why does this have to happen the one day that I'm out on the ruddy beach? Here, hold this.
What?
And don't lose it. It costs a bloody fortune to replace.
Don't anyone move! You bastard! Give me my gyro, or I'll blow your solid block off!
Hear me, old mate. What seems to be your problem?
Bloody copper! Who called the coppers? Hey! Who called the solid coppers?
Nobody called us. I seen you come in here. I thought you looked a little bit upset.
Upset? Too right, I'm bloody upset. Do you know these bastards? These no-good bastards? They stopped my gyro!
Yeah, well, I expect it's just a clerical error or a computer cock-up.
A cock-up! A computer cock-up! Bring the bloody computer out here! I'll shoot its bloody head off! Come on, bring it out here now.
Well, it's not in here, is it? It's in that room there. The computer's over there.
I'll shoot its bloody guts out!
Well, it's sitting there. You're standing out here. Never was any good, that computer.
Bastard computers!
Right. Enemy, old man. You just take it nice and easy. That's it. Well, don't just stand there, woman. Get hold of that. Right, come on then, son. Here we go. Nicely.
AIDS is, in fact, a most fragile virus. Its lifespan outside the human body is very short-lived indeed.
Yeah, but how long is short-lived?
Now, believe me, you have nothing to fear.
It's just, well, so frightening. Do you know how Mrs. Chambers actually...
Well, according to a GP, she got herself mixed up with a registered heroin addict.
How long before I can talk to her?
Be about an hour or so yet.
By and large, most of our site security personnel are either ex-police officers or ex-services people.
Most, but not all.
We're a large company operating in a highly competitive business. There are just not enough ex-services people of the right age group to go around.
So you use what we would call civilians.
Yes, but I must point out that we vet all our potential employees quite thoroughly.
How long has this Mr. Bastable been employed by your company?
It's all in here. Just over 2 years.
And before that,
What?
what was his last employment?
Self-employed. Thank you. Was in fact the director of a construction company. Quite small, I believe.
Well, thank you very much indeed for all your help, Miss Peters.
Ms. Peters. I'll get a copy of his address for you.
Thank you, Ms. Peters. Well, that was a waste of time, Gov. The old bugger's gone missing because he knew I want to word with him.
What about Calvert, Lyndhurst's so-called girlfriend?
Wouldn't I like to speak to her? They'd be having me suspended. I was within a mile of her.
So, what's the answer?
Do you know, right, for once, I haven't a clue. Not a clue. Not a dark blue diving about, Robert?
Some old nutter blasting off with a shotgun down at the local DHSS office.
We heard on the radio. Who nabbed him?
You'll never guess.
Ackland, gotta be. She's got the balls.
No.
Who had the result then?
Reg Hollis.
Hollis?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. How'd he manage that?
He talked him to death.
Roy, my office, 2 minutes.
This is a waste of time, Ted.
Another thing you need in this vocation, Jimbo, is patience. Tearing around the streets in fast cars, chasing hard nuts, is only 5% of our work. This is 60%. Now, you get used to it or get out.
What is it with you?
You're too flip, man. You moan too much, and you're too negative in your attitude.
Oh, thanks a lot.
And as a result, you could be asked to appear before a disciplinary committee at some time in the future. Off the record, Roy, your career has suffered as a result of your quick temper.
I'm a copper, so I'm not interested in being a politician.
With your clear-up record, you could be much higher up the ladder.
I get the job done. That used to be the way to advance up the so-called ladder.
Don't you realise, Roy, that times have changed? It's how you get the results that matter now. The system is not going to change for you. You've got to adapt to the new order of things.
Look, sir, my job is to nick people. Don't judge me on how I do it. Judge me on the results.
I think it's only fair to warn you that unless you make a big effort to get yourself under control, you're not going to go any higher.
Yeah, well...
Not only will you not get any higher, Roy, you could even find yourself slipping back. Gross insubordination is a serious matter. It's not going to be taken lightly.
I realise that, sir. But the way I see it is, I'm supposed to sit there and be accused of fitting somebody up, and yet I'm not allowed to react to it.
Detective Chief Superintendent Ledbury was only doing his job. And if you'd stayed to listen, you'd realise how good he is at it. Investigation's over.
So?
What's going on?
Just being positive, sir. I'm sorry, sir, I don't understand.
Detective Chief Superintendent Ledbury, like any good investigating officer, went through the Calvert woman's statement with a fine-tooth comb. As a result, there's now a second statement, in which she admits that the first was nothing but a pack of lies.
But if Ledbury knew that, why the hell did he give me such a hard time?
Because, Roy, the Chief Superintendent felt it necessary to point out that good as the result was, the methods used to obtain it left a lot to be desired. Had it been now, today, you'd have lost the case against Lyndhurst before you even got it into a courtroom.
I'm well aware that the procedure is now...
Well, I'm glad you're well aware, Roy. That book is there for the benefit of all of us. In future, you obey to the letter. Understand?
Yes, sir. Will that be all, sir?
That very much depends on you, Inspector.
He's a stubborn man, sir?
No, just a bloody good copper hemmed in by the new order of things, Brian.
What have I ever done to deserve this? I've done nothing. Nothing.
I know how you must feel, Mrs. Chambers. But suicide is not the answer.
What is the answer, then? Go on, tell me.
I ought to be getting back, Mrs. Chambers.
You don't know the answer. Nobody does.
Hold my hand.
You see? I'm unclean. Nobody's going to want to hold me ever again. I'd rather be dead.
There you go. Very interesting.
Oh, yeah?
And pull very slowly past the side gates. There you are. Elementary, my dear Watson.
How did you know?
Yeah, well, let's say I just had a feeling. It was only just a matter of time. All right, just pull in round here.
Been a bit of a pain in the arse, haven't I?
Yeah, just a bit, yeah.
It's quite obvious when you think of it. I don't know, I guess I've been too busy worrying and moaning about me kip. Perhaps I should have stayed in uniform after all.
Jimbo, the blokes who make the worst kind of coppers are usually the ones who don't learn.
Been such a prat.
Yeah, but you can do for me, Jimbo. Now, come on, let's have a quiet look around. I smell the result.
Bet your Chad was making a few noises, wasn't it, Rich?
Nah, not really, mate. I was only doing my job, wasn't I?
Chad? And what's Chad?
Bum Chad.
Yeah, I know that. But why Chad?
Chad Valet.
No, you've been here too long, you.
You know, I never thought he had it in him. He's wasting the clothes office. Hello. You heard about him today?
Yeah. Congratulations. Well done, Roach.
I was only doing my job, wasn't I, darling?
Oh, he's going to be unbearable for the next few weeks. I hear you're up for a mention in dispatches after this morning.
Let you off the hook for the Lyndhurst case, then?
I shouldn't have been on the hook in the first place. New order of things.
Come on, mate, you got to have rules.
Don't you go the other way on me. Do you want a drink?
No, Alex gave me one. I'm not going the other way on you.
Same again, please.
Look, I don't like all the changes, but we've got to keep up with the times.
If they want me to stick to the rules, then so be it.
Oh, well done.
I'll play it straight by the book. You watch them scream when the clear-up figures take a dive. To the rule book and the new order of things.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, wherever it is.
I want to buy you a drink.
There you go, Ted. Another pint.
Your security man's got a nice little business going on the side. We got him banker rights.
Where's he been keeping the gear?
Well, we followed him to another site. Carver and me slipped in, had a little check around. Most of the gear's there.
What you doing here? Why haven't you nicked him?
Well, with all the aggro going on, I thought it best to come back here and get a search warrant.
I think so. See you, Bob.
Yeah.
Where's Carver now?
Well, I've left him there at the site.
You'll never learn all that one.
Wouldn't be the same if he did, would it, Alec? Just wouldn't be the same. And I suppose that's the whole point of it, isn't it?
I'm too flipping old to worry about.
Ted, what's the situation?
All quiet. I would say about
20 in all. Should think everybody's gone to bed early tonight. A couple of vehicles outside. None that I recognize. All in all, I should say.
I wish we were there instead of miles away from the operation.
Shut up.
Move in without anybody noticing a thing. Hold on. There's a motorcycle approaching.
Well, hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, but it's nice to know they're waiting at Wingstaff, eh?
False alarm. Don't think it's anything to worry about. Looks like some fella picking up his chick. The girl's a right scrubber. Not my cup of tea. Wouldn't touch her. Not even with Dashwood.
Thanks, Ted. Is it on?
the understanding was just you and me.
He's all right. We work together. Now, is it on, Terry? Yes or no?
I'm not happy you bringing someone along.
I told you he's all right.
This is very risky for me, Mike.
Don't mess me about. Yes or no?
Yeah, you've got about half an hour. Bishop's on his way.
Sample. Did you manage to get a sample?
3-3 from 600. You receiving, over?
3-3.
Sarge, what's the secret operation everyone's on? Nobody's told me anything.
Perhaps no one wants you to know. All right, hold on. Put it down. All right. Okay, come on.
All right, Bob?
Yeah, good luck.
But come off it, Sarge. I'm the collator. I ought to be in the know.
Look, Hollis, all I'm interested in is setting up this room for tomorrow. If you don't want a nice 9 to 5, I'll find someone who does.
Go on, load up. Move on, lads. Lots to do, lots to do.
Frank, go with Sanders. I want a uniformed officer with every plainclothes man.
Right. Melvin. Where's Melvin?
Late again.
Come on, lad. Hurry up, hurry up. Give that crowbar to Smith. I don't see you breaking open doors and out locked. Let's move.
Does Ivan know this is a setup for bigger things?
Yeah, Jimmy. I told you he's all right. The name's Jimmy.
Everybody's Jimmy. Drop me off there. If this charade tonight works, Bishop will call me tomorrow morning and say he couldn't collect. I'll put the squeeze on. If everything goes according to plan, I should have the location of the factory well before, say, mid-morning.
What time will you ring?
About 10. Be ready. You can't afford to screw this up.
I'm not sure I know what all this is about.
It's best only a few of us know. Jimmy.
If this job of Dashwood's comes off, he's made for life. Don't tell me you got doubts.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Follow the Blue Cavalier and park about 100 yards on the left. Then switch off your engine.
Brownlow's loving every minute of this. He's been waiting for months for an excuse to hit the estate.
Well, I'm on his side. I'm fed up of being spat on, abused and treated like shit. This place has been a no-go area for too long.
Oh, come on, there's hard-working, honest people in there, Nick.
Oh, yeah. You try and work out who's who, and pieces of concrete are dropped on your head, eh?
Once I've seen you go in, I'll follow. Stay where you are, Ted. I want you to watch our rear.
Have you prepared the recreation room for the viewing tomorrow?
Yes.
You don't sound very enthusiastic.
Someday my enthusiasm for this job will dry up. When you finish, Dinesh?
We have to be flexible, Bob. We can't all be running about on a drugs bust.
Nothing to do with flexibility. I've been numbered in this, Nick, for the past 3 weeks on one thing or another. If it's not custody officer, it's cat sergeant. And if it's not that, then it's something like this bloody thing. Now, I might be a bit old-fashioned, but I see my job as being out on the streets. Occasionally.
The public's going to have a more efficient service at the end of the day when all this technology is implemented.
More efficient bureaucracy. We're losing touch with the people out there. Don't you understand that?
You're not changing with the times, Bob. That's half your trouble.
Okay, man.
You don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Right behind you, 148. 227, likewise.
Well, you've been sussed. The girl is a lookout.
All units, let's go.
Police, everybody stay where they are. Stand still. Stand still. Wait. Clear those exits. Let's have to get to the wall. Come on. No one move.
This is going to lead to the biggest job the Nick's ever had. What's the matter with you?
It's Terry Watts. I know his face.
You don't know his face.
Well, that's not his real name, is it?
Look, when you work with me, I expect loyalty. So, when I say you don't know his face, that's exactly what I mean.
All units operation. Raid on target premises now complete.
Disappointed, are we now?
Yeah. Yeah, I were hyped up for revenge.
Excuse me, love. Crowbar. Out of the way, love. Cheers, Alec.
Oh, look at this! Bingo, you've done it, Gun.
Sir, trouble. Melvin, let him go! Melvin, pull back! Pull back! All right, this is 3-3. Request assistance immediately.
Are there any tension indicators, 3-3, over?
Tension indicators? They're throwing bloody petrol bombs at sir.
Go, here we go, here we go.
Oh, you're loving all this, aren't you?
Here
Right,
we
lads.
go.
You've only got yourself to blame. How old are you anyway?
Hell! What's happening? What else did you expect? Over there. The Range Rover. It's Bishop's motor. He's here, all right.
I told him to let him go! They're rather busy at the moment, 3-0. Log all movements.
Do not attempt to follow.
He knows I'm not going to follow. Mike. Bishop.
They don't look like a drugs dealer to me.
What'd you expect? Sandwich board was stop me and buy some. I wonder how he feels having just lost £500,000 worth of crack.
Choked?
Morning. Morning. Morning, Henry.
Oh, yeah.
What's wrong with that?
A jumbo with prawns, Sarge.
Crack?
Yeah.
Where did she get the money?
Oh, on the game, shoplifting, mugging. God knows where she gets the strength to mug anything.
A mugger?
Been free yesterday. I've checked, Sarge. You're in the crime book.
June, You two are all right, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Better than the real job, though, huh? Right.
Morning, Sarge.
Busy night, eh, Jim?
Say that again.
None of our lads are up though, eh?
Well, we were lucky. It was bang out of order, though, Sarge.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, though, eh?
If you can
get City Road.
Hello,
hello. Say 3.
If you can get City Road to take another 2.
Try again.
2.
I've got
Morning.
20 Romandas caught port this morning. Morning, Bob.
Right, yeah.
Got hopefully that'll clear the decks.
Yeah, okay. Now, hold on a second, mate. Sarge, I can't take any more.
All right, then try Hackney.
Yeah, that's what I'm on to now,
What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm helping out, Sarge. Yeah.
What do you mean by nicking my right-hand man?
I was stuck, Bob. It's been a bloody nightmare.
I thought the word of the week was continuity.
If you don't get any joy there, try J.
Look, I thought they brought you lot in on this special shift to sort this out.
Come on. You haven't been on all night, have you? Anticipating 20 arrests and getting 40 is no joke, I can tell you.
Oh, well, I'm going off to get a cup of tea. I mean, all this activity first thing in the morning is too much for me.
Smith and Edwards are up there. Tell them I want them now.
Yes, sir.
I think I volunteered for this duty. Put that fag out.
Gotcha.
I must admit, Dashwood, when I met your informant, I had doubts as to whether he could deliver.
Didn't we all, sir?
Well, what's us come up trumps so far, right? £500,000 worth of crack is not to be sneezed at, if you'll pardon the pun. How do you get the end off this?
But that was just a den back there, sir. Somewhere to stash the gear. Bishop's probably got loads of places like that. But the factory's a different proposition. That's what I want to talk to Watts.
I don't think that would be a good idea, Roy.
He was very wary of Carver, sir. I think anybody else might just scare him off.
Hello, is that the Claytor, West End Central? That's PC Carver, Sun Hill. I've got a photograph in front of me, filed under casual frequenter on this division. Name of Dougie Gardner. Last sighting, according to our records, was June 1982. Can you bring me up to date, please?
I'm going to sit you downstairs for a little while.
I'm going to hand it over to you, because I don't think you're...
A little more paperwork, and then we'll bail you out, all right?
You want to have a go?
Excuse me, Sarge. In a minute, just a minute, I'm talking. In the meantime, I want you to read your statement, and if you find any of it incorrect, you just let me know, all right? Carver, look after
But,
it.
Sarge, I've done it...
Later!
It's important!
Later!
Now, Mike's only just 10 o'clock.
I know, I just wish he'd ring.
Love.
Why did you give Watts my direct line number? It's a bit naughty, wasn't it?
You were away for a few days. I didn't think you'd mind.
Listen, we got another 3 prisoners to...
Yep. It's for you.
Speaking. Right.
Well?
I think we're there. I'm going to meet him in 10 minutes.
Take Carver with you.
Carver?
Someone watching your back.
There's no need for that.
Take him all the same.
If I could only go out and find him. I mean, how long's it going to take me, Sarge? You can't go running about the streets with your hands cuffed behind your back without anyone noticing, can you? Just let me go for half an hour. I'll be on the air.
Never lost a prisoner before, have you, Melvin?
Haven't lost this one yet.
Everybody involved in the raid is to stay on standby. And that means no one leaves the station.
Half an hour, Sarge, that's all.
No problem.
Ted, before you go.
Sit down. Keep your eye on him, will you?
A broad Scots accent with an intro into drugs. Any ideas?
A Scotsman?
Glaswegian, maybe?
They all sound the same to me.
Where the hell have you been?
Spoils of war. Might have been a bit dodgy when you bought it. Maybe you over-insured it. Got a generous handout from the insurance company, who knows?
If only some of these people had their properties marked, postcoded or something. My mum would like this.
Oh, dear. Oh, yeah. That's circa 1976.
Where have you been, Hollis?
Oh, I couldn't get away from the card room.
Ooh, that's a nice bit of gear. Put that down. Oh, sorry. When I say 9 o'clock, I mean 9 o'clock. Yeah, sorry, sir.
Mia. Come on, drink up. It'll make you feel better.
God. She's only wet herself again.
She can't help it.
Must be the highest paid laboratory attendants in the world.
Gotcha. Oh, can I help you, sir? Someone been mucking about, have they, sir? Yeah, I've got some keys around somewhere, might fit those. Hold on. I'll have you out of those in no time.
You throwing a moody, Carver?
You are a silly girl. You shouldn't use other people's needles, should you?
I haven't got any sympathy for her.
Oh, don't be like that. Will you get me some gloves?
I bet you used to collect strays when you were a kid.
What are you doing in this room? It should be locked.
We're waiting for the doctor, sir.
Not that one, sir. Sergeant Penny.
That's the right piece of this one.
I want his shoelaces and his belt.
A word, Sergeant.
What
do you want me to do with this one, Sarge
Alexander Deslo? All right, sit down in the charge room and wait. A fingerprint photographing, all right? Do me a favour, will you? Yes, come with me, Sergeant Penny.
All right. What's the matter?
I know your snout is, mate.
When I joined the department, I was told the first thing that mattered
Loyalty
above
cuts both ways, mate.
If this job comes off, everybody will be patting us on the back. No one is going to care a damn who the informant was.
Not only have you misled me, you've also misled the chief super.
So far, Watts has
Gardner, now let's use his real name.
All right. Dougie Gardner has so far recovered over £500,000 worth of crack for us. That is fact.
The man's a pusher, Mike. All right, so he's applied to the rich and famous, but he's caused a death. That's what he's just come out of Nick for.
A man who's in the know, wouldn't you say? Look, Jim, I want this drugs factory more than anything else. I want it that badly.
You'd even risk your job.
You're either with me or you're not, and if you're not, get out of the car.
We could hold a mock auction. Get rid of this lot in no time.
Good idea.
I've got an uncle in Bradford.
No kidding.
He'd sell his wife for half of the silverware.
Now, Dinesh, one for you. What's your excuse this time? I nicked an escaped prisoner.
Mr. Kite, before we begin, I want you to make out a report on the public order aspect of the raid last night. Sensitive area, architecturally difficult to police, that kind of thing.
I'd like to discuss the...
Stress the fact of local support, particularly from the black community. Breakdown of crimes on the estate over the last 6 months.
Sir, the reason
That should be enough ammunition to throw at the media.
Sir, the reason I asked to see you is that I'm concerned about the length of time we're holding on to prisoners downstairs without charging.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. We're well within the time set down by the Act. Tom, you're custody officer, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Review times are being adhered to and properly recorded, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
Then what's the problem?
I do not see any justification for holding on to suspects who we know at the end of the day are going to be released.
What's your view, Sergeant Penny?
Some of those suspects may be charged with serious offences by the end of the day, sir, once CID have had a chance to question them. I think we've got an obligation to the public.
Thank you, Sergeant Penny. Would you leave us, please? In future, Inspector Kite, I suggest that you get on with your job and leave the custody officer to deal with matters of detention.
The Act says...
I know what the Act says. Don't you think we're strangled with enough legislation without you trying to impose your intellectual interpretation of that Act on my men simply to impress me?
This is a matter I feel strongly about. To deprive a man of his liberty is a very serious matter. It had to be discussed.
May I remind you, Inspector, that this is my division. It's a far cry from the police college. Here we deal with practicalities, not theoretics. Now, please leave me to get on with my work. Thank you.
There was a fashion for this kind of porcelain in that era.
Yeah, well, looks a little bit rude to me, madam.
That is a matter of opinion, young man.
Yeah, what about any of these other items? None of the other porcelain things ring a bell?
So you haven't actually lost anything, sir?
No, just rousing, Sergeant. It's curious to see what people mislay. All from the same case, I believe.
Yes, we have a husband and wife team in custody for burglary. This was all discovered in their garden shed. God knows where it all came from.
Wholly optimistic, aren't you, Sergeant?
Beautiful craftsmanship. Lovely piece.
Certainly is, sir. What exactly have you lost?
Lost?
What have you had stolen?
A teapot. A silver teapot. Stolen last Christmas.
Silver teapot? I think, yes. Over there, I think we've got 3. One moment, sir.
You'll be glad to know you're the last prisoner of the day.
You get a special cell for that?
Yeah, one that's been deloused in your own booking.
Right, sign that.
Sarge, how much longer is the doctor going to be?
Just a minute.
I read a very interesting article on this kind of porcelain recently.
Oh, yes, madam. What was that? I'm sorry, just one moment. Sorry, madam.
yes, of
I'll
course.
come back to you.
All right.
Yeah, was there something? Do you know what this is? Yeah, well, it's a carpet. Well, all right, a rug. Try again, eh? I don't know, it beats me. It's a tapestry. Maybe worth $1,000. That's nice of you. It's hanging up there on the wall. How am I going to get a game of snooker? It's a criminal scene. For all the rooms in the nick, you've got to pick on this one.
Is that so?
Only the practice part.
Yes, I've noticed.
I'm sorry about that, mate.
Seriously, you're doing a grand job.
Where the hell have you been? I've been standing around here like a prat.
It took longer than I expected.
Well, have you found Bishop's factory?
Aye, it wasn't easy. I had to convince him I should know. I had to play the hard man, Mike. I told him he's got to deliver today, I pushed him as far as I could.
Well, come on!
I feel I'm taking a wee bit more of a chance than I realised. The man's no fool. I don't think we should renegotiate the deal, Mike.
What do you mean?
I don't think I have to spell it out to you.
Are you trying to screw me for more money?
No! Look, Mike, I'll come straight to the point. I want you to let me run with some of the gear.
Out of the question.
It's worth more to me than your firm could ever pay.
I couldn't do it.
Okay, happens all the time, man. Half a kilo, who's going to know?
I couldn't.
Half a kilo, who's going to know? That's all.
Depends.
Depends on what?
Depends on how much you value your freedom.
I don't play silly games, Mike. This is business. I don't do things for love.
You made a deal. Now either you stick to it as originally planned, or I'll nick you right now.
You're taking one hell of a chance.
I have a witness. He'd swear his life away if I asked him.
This is the last time we do business, Mike. I could have put you onto some good things, but you've just gone and blown that.
Cut the bullshit. Just tell me where the factory is.
Now, we're about to enter the second phase of this operation. Our ultimate goal, gentlemen, is to discover the location of a drugs factory operating in this division. Now, I know you've been on duty all night, and you must be very tired, but it's imperative that we stick to the same officers so there's no leaks of information. Now, I'm going to hand you over to D.I. Galloway, who's going to tell you what's required of you over the next few hours.
First, let me tell you what you're up against. Our target is Mark Bishop, a man you've probably never heard of. Very wealthy, very devious. Properties in Italy and Spain, a drug baron. A man with influential connections, so we've got to do this right. Now, thanks to Dashwood and Carver, and Sergeant Roach's overall strategy, some would say devious mind, We're almost there. The factory has been located in a squat. The old derelict council offices off Harlington Way.
A tall man with a white beard and a crash helmet. You couldn't have missed him. Looked as if he came on a moped.
No, I'm sorry. I was too busy getting a rollicking on Sam Noel. It was just did that thing ought to be hung up on the wall.
It's definitely mine. Oh, I'm so pleased I could hug you. Let me give you a kiss.
Thank you very much. Not very often we get satisfied customers.
Oh, there. I have a copy of the hallmarks. Yes, here we are. Sheffield date letters. S is for 1910. Oh, yes, and then there's the gold snuff box. That's,
You've had a snuff box stolen as well?
Yes. The burglary happened 12 months ago, and I'm still finding things missing.
Blue enamel with an initial on it?
You don't have it, do you?
Come this way.
Oh, excuse me.
The squat is set in its own grounds. Dashwood and Carver have managed to have a quick recce, but the element of surprise is out, I'm afraid. You can be sure they'll have a lookout.
There's about 10 squatters in there, sir.
You know the place, Yorkie?
Yeah, I stopped a van from going in about a week ago. They all give the same address.
If anybody has any special knowledge of the place, it would help. Unfortunately, owing to the time factor and the need for secrecy, we've been unable to obtain plans of the place. So you'll be going in blind.
Any questions? Right then. On your way, gentlemen. And ladies, of course. All units, let's go. Smith, go with Dashwood.
Yeah, Frank, you go as well. Oi! Olsen, get some clothes on.
Yes, Sarge.
What happened?
Believe it or not, sir, we bumped into each other.
Love at first sight, eh?
Something like that.
Hey, there's no factory here.
8 squatters. I tried some dog shit.
Let's hope it brings us some luck, eh?
You mean you have to report it stolen?
Like any member of the public, yes.
But stealing from a police station? Does it happen very often?
Fortunately not, no. It's very embarrassing, to say the least. Could I have your full name, Mrs. Adler, please?
Oh, yes, it's Dorothy, Melanie. To think I came that close to getting my snuff box back. What will happen now?
Write to the Commissioner, make a claim.
Compensation?
Well, it's entirely our fault. You'll find the Commissioner will readily accept the responsibility, Mrs. Adler. All I can say is I'm, well, very sorry.
Oh, dear. I won't get you into trouble, will I?
No. We're as vulnerable to theft as anyone else. Could I have your full address, please?
can't understand what's gone wrong. Your informant's gone wrong, that's what. Why would he have me over?
Are you sure you got the right place?
This is the place.
Anything? Not really. The dogs have found some traces, that's all.
Of a factory?
No, nothing like that. It's some cannabis. They probably belong to one of the squatters.
So now what?
I've got the number of Bishop's Range Rover. It might be about. He's still got to deliver. Who says so? Your informant? You got a phone number where you can reach him? I thought so.
Shall I circulate Bishop's Land Rover, Gov?
It's the only thing you've got, isn't it? I'm going back to report to the Chief Super. There'll be a debriefing. You two be there.
What's the matter, Bob?
Not much. I just lost about £4 worth of gear.
What?
Somebody's lifted an antique snuff box.
What, from your viewing? Oh, blimey.
And I've got a loser for it.
Oh, no. Who could have done it?
I don't know, it could have been anybody.
That's bloody terrible.
Oh.
Well, maybe this factory of yours doesn't even exist. Maybe it's all a figment of your snout's imagination.
It exists, all right.
Well, if you say so.
It's out there somewhere.
Don't get me wrong. The operation at the social centre was a great success and long overdue. I'm well pleased, Roy. I cannot justify continuing the operation any longer.
But we're talking about a factory, sir. If I could just have a few of my men on for a while, we may get a break.
No, Roy.
If only just to tie up a few loose ends.
4 hours maximum, and that's it.
Cheers. You two, in my room.
Do you mind if I smoke?
Something smells about this operation. Speak to your man. Go on.
Can I speak to Terry Watts, please?
Dougie Gardner. Is he about? A friend, is he there? Come on, love, where is he?
Break Carver's neck for this.
You won't break anybody's neck. Didn't take much figuring out.
What's all this about?
I knew it couldn't be anybody off this manor. And there's not that many jocks in London with an interest to crack on this scale. I weaned it down to 6 possibles.
I still don't know what this is all about.
And guess what? Somebody from Nisnik has already been making inquiries on one of them.
What?
Why didn't you tell me who your informant was, Mike? You think I'd rob you of the glory?
It was my job, my informant. No one else's.
And that's what you thought? You thought I'd blow you out?
Oh, you are a silly boy, Mike.
Don't you silly boy me! If it wasn't for me, you'd have nothing. There would be no job.
Now you listen to me. If I'd have had your trust from the beginning, and Brownlow wasn't so keen on jumping out of his pram to break a no-go area on this manor, I'd have had this job sewn up by now.
I only did what you would have done.
The difference is I know how to deal with people like Gardner and you don't.
Informants are very dangerous people, Mike. Why didn't you come to me?
I wanted the job. It was the chance of a lifetime. I know if I told you it was Gardner, you'd never have sanctioned it.
You must understand. Villains like Gardner do not sell people like Bishop down the river without a very good reason. And that reason is not going to be for a few mingy quid out the informant's fund, is it?
Sir, they've located Bishop's Range Rover.
With some luck, we might be able to save this job. But, Mike, don't you ever do that to me again.
Surprised if Bishop turns up. He's probably got an away day ticket to Bermuda.
Never mind about Bermuda. Wish I were back home in bed.
Where have you two been?
Oh, just popped out to get some stuff before we go home.
Tina.
What's wrong with her?
Amongst other things, she's got AIDS.
Oh, no.
She's known to the doctor. It's on her medical records.
Oh, the poor sod. So what are we going to do then?
Not a lot. You haven't exchanged bodily fluids with her, have you?
Don't be revolting. Don't be disgusting, Sarge.
Listen, the doctor's name is Collins. Give her a ring straight away. She'll want to put your minds at rest.
Well, I'm going for a shower. They can stick procedure.
Yeah. I want something kind to agree with.
Well, sure, I won't do any good. Do you want any help with the soap?
No, Charles.
Just thought I'd ask, that's all.
Stand by. A motorcycle just gone in. Over to you, Roach.
Keep your head down, Carver.
He's parked. He's locked up his machine. Now, we've drawn another blank.
I mean, what do I tell my fellow when he asks what have I been doing all day?
Yeah, and after night.
And after night. Do I tell him that I've been messing about with this poxy bird who's wet herself and totally destroyed this glamorous illusion he has about police women?
Oh, yeah, and the rigorous medical checkup you're going to have to go through because you've been in close contact with an AIDS carrier. Don't forget that one.
Oh, yeah, throw that one in as well.
Really turn him on.
I mean, Jude, I asked myself, what have I got going for me?
Charm. Bags of charm. And 2 free tickets to an Ellison concert. I mean, what else does a fella need?
Steady down. False alarm.
Call it what you want, but I've got a funny feeling about this.
Sarge, wake up. Sarge.
Sarge.
I think we're about to have the rug pulled out beneath us.
Nobody show out.
It's pulled up bang in front of the motor. While the driver's going over to it.
We're trying the door. It's locked.
Cop the number of the breakdown wagon, Ted.
Base from 2-4. Are you receiving, over?
Looks like he's going to tow it away, Gov.
Oh, brill. Well, that's our ace card up the tubes.
Right, 2-4. Go ahead.
What's happening? I've had to turn off my radio.
We've been out.
Quiet.
The vehicle's making for the exit. 354, Mike Delta. Should be with you any time now.
Nobody move until we get the information on the breakdown wagon.
remains publicly known that the council was never at any stage consulted regarding these raids of yours on public property. This was riot, Inspector Kite, provoked by your officers.
Now take a seat, Mr. Harvey.
There's been a long-standing agreement with your boys on the beat. An agreement based on trust.
You think we should have consulted you on this matter?
As a council of this borough, yes. I think you had a duty to consult me.
I'm really choked.
Why didn't Galloway want me to go into the garage with them?
I was so close to cracking this.
He's not playing the Lone Ranger again, is he?
When was the last time you had a bath, Ted?
You're kidding.
We were on that observation a long time.
Not am I?
What can I do for you? Come and take me away, have you?
You got this towed in, right?
Yeah, Keith's got on a blower, said he'd broken down. Oh, not now, Harry. Go and take that master cylinder on the Mercat back.
Had an important business meeting he couldn't afford to miss, yeah?
How do you know that?
Sounds familiar. What name
Look,
did he
it's
give?
an iffy, is it?
Name.
McLeod.
McLeod.
Never trust a bleeding Scotsman, that's what my old mum used to say. Well, she married a wrong one, didn't she?
My fellow councillors will agree there was a need to rid the estate of the traffic in drugs.
Mention the squat. Sensitive is the word you used.
Yes. Up until now, there's been no hurry to evict the squatters from the old council offices. Well, with the borough's housing situation being what it is, it suited our purpose, if you see what I mean. But at this moment in time, well, whatever I tell you now is a strict confidence, you understand?
Of course.
We have been in negotiation to sell the land to developers.
I see. You'll have to obtain a court order to evict. Long process. Certainly embarrassing for the council politically if bailiffs have to be brought in.
Yes, well, my colleagues and I fear that it may appear that we've been in collusion with you to speed the process up.
Understandable conclusion.
Well, it's ridiculous. Building's a dangerous structure. I don't see why we need to justify their removal.
For their own safety, surely.
Do you know, it's not that many years ago. The floor collapsed into the basement. We had to have it bricked up.
You said a basement?
The place has been a white elephant. Should have been pulled down years ago.
The basement, Mr. Harvey.
Basement? Oh, the old health inspector's laboratory. Yeah. The only squatters we had to deal with then were the rats.
Get the Range Rover, towed it to the Nick. Then you can all book off, lads. Go home and catch up on some sleep.
Definitely a blowout then, has it done?
You've done a good job. All of you.
You really put some graft into this job. I bet Dashwood is gutted.
Pubs are open, I'm going to get blood, so... Said it was going to be a cock-up from the start, didn't I? Stands to reason. Too big. Too many inexperienced people involved.
What now? Never mind about what now. You should have come to me in the first place when all this lot started.
Somebody's been keeping us busy. They knew that we'd hold on to the Range Rover, keeping all our eggs in one basket.
Yeah, and I'll give you two guesses here. Yeah, go ahead.
Believe me, if I could get hold of Gardner, I'd kill him.
I bet you Bishop is making the delivery right now, and Gardner's collecting it. You know that?
And we're stuck here like a bunch of...
Shut up and listen!
I noticed there's a sealed basement in the building.
What the hell's going on?
Hang on, I recognise some of those guys. It's the Central Drug Squad from the yard. Oh, no.
This was my job. How could I have lost it?
We've been well and truly screwed, mate.
Don't give me that old rubbish. Now, do you think I'm going to put in the baking sodas for making fairy cakes? Les, take these two outside for a minute.
Would you believe Bishop's got those two chemistry students to knock out this gear between lectures for a £1 a week?
We haven't met before, have we, Roy? Paul Haggerty, DI Central Drug
Why
Squad.
didn't you tell me?
Tell you what?
Come on, don't insult my intelligence.
What do you want me to tell you? That we had a bigger hold on Gardner than you? You know we don't work like that, Roy.
What'd you do? Trying to stitch him up with a 20 stretch? Or have you let him run with somebody's gear?
Ah, that's silly talk, Roy. I mean, perhaps if you'd come to us in the first place, informed NDRU that the raid on the social centre was more than just another spin, well, I'm sure we could have worked something out.
You robbed us of a job. A job that one of my lads spent months doing the spade work on.
What's the difference? Look, you recovered at least £500,000 worth of gear. That's got to be a coup for any division. Be satisfied, Roy. Come on, shake on it. It's all part of the game, Roy. Some you win, some you lose.
Well, that's her second. Shirley. No, no. You stay there. I'll do it. Regard this as a second caution, Shirley. One more time and you're down the nick.
Oh, leave it out. It ain't my turn.
You know the rules. I should go into bed if I were you.
What do you bleeding think I've been trying to do for the last 6 hours?
Hello, darling. You looking for company?
What?
No, sorry, no, leave it. Oh, leave it.
I've just been accosted by a curb crawler.
Yeah, I expect it's the uniform.
Yeah, I expect it is. That's why I joined, really. The uniform. That and the company, of course.
I don't know if you realise it, sir, but this area is currently frequented by prostitutes.
Really? No, I had no idea.
You see, we're quite near the fruit market here, and they get after the lorry drivers.
Oh, really?
Only it's the third time you've been past here in the last 10 minutes.
Yes, well, you see, the thing is, I'm lost. I'm trying to find Kinsey Road.
I left your agent at home, have you, sir? Would you like us to phone your wife and ask her to look up directions for you?
I don't think that would be necessary, officer, thank you. I think I can find my way now. Thanks for your help.
You rotten bugger. You really enjoy this job, don't
Oh,
you?
you can't beat a couple of days up Tom's squad, can you?
I don't know how they manage it at this time of day.
Don't you? Some of us are like broom handles in the morning, you know.
Broom handles. Dishcloths more like.
Ooh. 878, receiving over. Loud and clear, over.
Are you coming in, Nick?
Yeah, put kettle on, will you?
Could you just call in at Lexford Square on the way, please? Nick?
Stuck in a bloody wheelchair.
Hello, 878.
Yeah, I heard.
There's an all-night party at number 24.
Got dressed for it, Dinesh.
Sorry? There's been a lot of complaints. If we could just have a word, please.
I can't Yorkie stick to it. It's his beat.
He's on a call. Knight's paid a visit, but apparently the party's still going strong. There's an old lady who keeps ringing up.
You should go ex-directorate then.
Look, this is not telecom happy hour, sure. Just do as you're told. Over and out. Don't let him mess you about.
Who's been at these? Had them sorted once. Why people can't put things back where they got them from, I don't know. Back in your hutch and shut the door, go on.
Sarge, you see my bulletin?
Fortunately not, Reg.
Oh, yeah, but you had it on parade, didn't you, son?
Only my copy.
Jimmy Carver probably nicked it. Reads him in bed at night.
Carver. Right, thanks.
Yeah, while you're up there, call and see the Chief Super. He just rang down for you.
Me?
Hmm.
Oh. Oh, yeah, well, perhaps he wants to brief me for the DACs. Was it, Sarge?
Who can say, Reg? Maybe he wants you to brief him.
Yeah.
Must be a funny life being a prostitute. I wonder if they get any satisfaction out of it.
Do you, then?
What?
Get any satisfaction? Out of your job.
Except when I'm with you, yeah.
Right, test this on general police duties, will you?
Test yourself.
So where's the fire?
Sorry to trouble you, sir. We're following what complaints about your noise level. I believe you've already had one visit.
Pot is over, man.
Could we just come in off the step, please, sir?
So?
What do you want?
We're just trying to keep the peace with the neighbours, madam.
Neighbours? All people do round here is complain, complain. If we want to have a party, we have a party. Don't ask their permission. If you could just keep the noise down a bit in future. What noise? You got a warrant to be in my flat? If not, piss off.
Wicked!
Get in there. Go on, piss off. You got no right pushing in here. It's harassment.
Look, love, all we're asking for is a bit of consideration for others. Right?
Yeah, Nick. Did you notice the kid?
Which one?
The one that was in the bedroom.
The baby?
Excuse me.
Yes, love.
Have you been to 24?
Yes.
Number 24. I can't stand no more of it.
Yeah, look, we've had a word, but it's no good you people keep ringing us up, you see. You've got to put it in writing to environmental health.
The environmental health officer, love. The town hall. The party noise.
Not the party. The child, the screaming half an hour ago.
The baby crying.
The girl, Natalie, her name. I hear everything through them walls, you know. And it go on and on for months. And I said to myself, it's none of your business. Maybe the child deserves what she get, but I can't stand no more.
Are you saying that they beat the girl then, Mrs.
Baker, Louise Baker, is the mother do the beating. And I don't care if she put she big boyfriends on me. That child been hurt.
But have you actually seen
bruises like that on her arm? The Lord forgive me for not telling you sooner.
Well, let's hope it all works out, Hollis. Brian?
Thank you very much, sir.
Morning, sir. Alice? You really needn't have bothered coming in so early, sir. Everything's under control.
I noticed the painters haven't finished yet.
I'll be gone by 10.
And the yard's in a filthy state. Get somebody to clear up the oil, will you?
Sergeant Penny has it in hand, sir.
Good. How's the Bude Street operation going?
Still quite a lot of activity this morning, sir. They've spread out a little from the market and lorry park.
In broad daylight? So if the DAC comes that way, he's going to see a tart on every corner, is he?
Hardly, sir.
Well, can we show a bit of urgency and get shot of the ladies onto somebody else's patch? If we were to nick somebody important curb crawling, it would be very embarrassing. Anything else?
Yes, you won't forget the brownies, will you, sir?
Brownies?
Yes, sir. The local pack are visiting today. You authorised last week before we knew about the DAC. I didn't cancel because Mr. Wainwright's very keen on community involvement. I'd be quite impressed if he bumps into a few brownies.
Yes, all right, Brian. I'll leave it in your capable hands.
Right, sir. And I hope you don't mind, sir. I've replaced your coffee cups. The old ones are rather grubby.
Trevor has a full driving licence. Frank does not have a driving licence, but wishes to hire a car for the weekend. Trevor lends Frank his licence so that Frank may present it when hiring a car. Frank does so.
Look at this,
Frank is stopped
top
in-
brass should scenics as they are, not all tarted.
Are you listening?
Yeah, yeah.
Frank produces Trevor's licence. However, the police officer happens to know Trevor, so he realises something is wrong and seizes the licence. At what point is an offence first committed, contrary to section 169 of the Highways Act?
Two slices of toast and a cup of tea, please, love. DHC wants to see her in action. She always turns her back on you when you want to speak to her, you know that? Anyway, Brownlow will probably bus in staff from the Dorchester just for the day.
Can I have a cup as well, please, love? A, when Trevor lends his licence to Frank. B, when Frank uses the licence to hire a car. C, when Frank produces the licence.
I'll get these. Thanks, love. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Or D, no offence is committed under section 169 because the officer was not deceived when Frank produced the licence. Ah, well, come on then.
The answer's A.
Why?
A person commits an offence who, with intent to deceive, uses, lends to, or allows to be used by another a licence or other document to which this section applies. Therefore, the first offence is committed when Trevor lends the licence to Frank.
all right. Let's try you on crime.
How's it going, Mastermind?
Yeah, all right, Sarge.
He's quite good on traffic.
Know the Attorney General's guidelines? The thoughts of E.T.?
I'll give us a break, Sarge.
Yeah, only a month to go, Edwards.
Knowing the law, you don't know how to apply it with tact and sensitivity.
Promotion is only for those who can see beyond their power as enforcers.
Yeah, he's a good one. Which of the following statements will be correct?
Rickshaw's a prat.
In relation to the offence of vehicle interference under Section 9 Criminal Attempts Act 1981. 1. Applies to motor vehicles only. 2. Applies to motor vehicles and trailers. 3. May be committed only in a street or public place. 4. May be committed anywhere. A. 1 and 3. B. 1 and 4. C. 2 and 3. Or D. 2 and 4.
What? D. The offence is committed where a person interferes with a motor vehicle or trailer with the intention that a specified offence will be committed by himself or some other person. There's no restriction on where the offence may be committed.
Well, never mind, Edwards.
You can always go back down the leak mines. You're not in CID yet, Jimbo. You know, you can still sit with your mates.
Don't I think, Sarge? My social worker always told me to keep away from policemen.
Viv Martella,
Yes, Sarge?
when you can spare a moment, you and I are going to have a little session with the Dog's Lost Book.
Whatever turned you on, Sergeant?
And if you must import him, don't do it here. You'll put the painters off their stroke.
Yeah, the kid's face was definitely bruised. It was dark in there, but you could see the kid's eye was all puffed up.
Yeah, well, it's not the first time. The name's Winston. He came to light through school last time, as far as I can remember.
She's already known to youth and community,
Oh, yeah.
then?
I sent off the F-78 myself.
So who should I...
It's all right. I'll do it.
No, thanks, Yorkie.
No problem. It's on my ground anyway.
Cheers.
Sarge.
What's the matter, Reg?
I've been nominated.
Really? May I ask what for?
Yeah, well, the Federation rep.
Federation rep? You?
Yeah, well, a couple of the lads on nights put me forward. Only I wanted you to be the first to know. Because I've always thought that you and me had a lot in common, Sarge.
Oh, I wouldn't have said that, Hollis.
Well, no. Of course you wouldn't, Sarge. You're too modest.
Bloody hell.
Morning. Too many policemen around, Tom. Let's get this station tidy and everybody out, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Especially the troublemakers.
Inspector Kite has given me instructions, sir.
Oh, good. Can you follow?
Oh, sir, Federation rep, Hollis reckons he's been nominated.
That's right. The only nomination I've received. Well, I put out the memo 2 weeks ago, Tom, the day before Freeman retired. If the rest of your lads are too apathetic to take on the job, they must accept the consequences. That's democracy. Besides, what's wrong with Hollis? I've always found him a very diligent and obliging officer. The ideal station rep, from my point of view.
Youth and community. Is Tony Bryce in yet, please? Tony Smith, Sunhill. Oh, yeah. Nice for some. Well, maybe you can help me then. It's about a kid in our patch notified to you a couple of months ago.
Natalie Winston.
Just thought you'd like to know.
Red Hollis? He's got to be joking.
Nominations don't close till midday, sure. You can always stand yourself.
Me? Federation rep? No, thanks. Anyway, you're going to be a 10-year man, aren't you?
Don't have to be.
You do have the main qualification, Nick.
Well, why don't you stand then, eh?
Interfere with my studies, wouldn't it?
Needs someone with a bit of front. Someone who can stand up to the governors. Needs a bit of nous as well. No, I shouldn't bother, sure.
Federation's a waste of time anyway. What did Les Freeman ever do for us, eh? All he ever talked about was going to Blackpool Conference and getting his end away with WPCs.
Wasn't just talk, son. I've seen him in action.
Who, Les Freeman?
Oh, yeah. I've had me moments too, you know, as sergeant's rep. Oh, yes, it all happens at conference. Big, strong boys like you could do very well for yourselves.
Yeah, but that's only for 1 week a year, isn't it? I mean, rest of the time you listen to people griping and getting ignored by governors.
Please yourself, then. Reg Hollis it is. Actually, I usually find that women make the best station reps.
No such thing as a woman in police force. They're all men in drag.
His disguise is pretty good, then.
How about it then, June?
How about what?
Standing for station rep.
Why would I do a thing like that?
Ideal person. Intelligent, knowledgeable, respected by governors and comrades.
Respected by who? I'm just a man in drag.
Edwards and Shaw, treat for you. Find yourself a bucket of spade and some sand.
Shut up, you Welsh whinger.
Come on, chop, chop.
Today? Oh, bloody hell. Well, is one of your lot going or not? Well, yes, I appreciate that. My interest is that I did the original notification. Well, what about CID? Have you told them there's a conference this morning?
Anything I can get you, Smith? Tea, sandwiches, footrest?
Well, she's definitely been thumped recently, so somebody should be there. But what about if I went then? Oh, I'll have to get clearance this end, but... Yeah, right. OK, then. Well, I'll tell the CID then. OK, bye. Sarge?
No.
It beats me why you want to go for promotion anyway. I mean, on your max, you can earn as much as a sergeant.
Yeah, but you don't see many sergeants clearing up oil slicks, though, do you?
It's still a crappy job. Who wants to end up like Tom Penny?
Oh, Penny's just a fuss-ass. Anyway, I don't expect to pass, but if I have a go, it'll keep them off my back, you know.
Excuse me, chaps. What about this corner over here?
It's Joyce and I!
Next time! Here, I'm not sure they can make you do that, you know, Nick. That's a misuse of manpower.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. There's all sorts of things I'm going to get into when I'm station rep.
You're not campaigning, are you, Reg? I mean, don't you know it's against the rules?
Oh, no, I wouldn't want to try to influence anyone's vote. Not that there's likely to be an election. No, I seem to have emerged, as they say. It's a one-horse race, isn't it?
I wouldn't bank on that if I were you, mate.
Oh, no, why? Who's standing then?
You not heard?
No.
June Ackland.
Oh, well, that's right then. She's only a woman.
Alec Pieces is right, you know, June. You would make a good station rep. You've got the experience.
Thanks.
Yeah, can you imagine Reg Hollis doing it? Everyone would vote for you. Besides, it'd do you good.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, give you an interest.
Who says I need an interest?
I'm sorry, don't take it the wrong
just
way.
because I'm not husband hunting or shag happy doesn't mean I need an interest. I'm a perfectly normal woman. I enjoy my job and then I go home and mind my own bloody business, all right?
Pardon me for living.
Yes, sir. It's an official non-accidental injury case conference. Youth and community section have been notified. If they don't attend, that's down to them. We've got our own job to do.
Community liaison concerns us all, Tom. We should never miss an opportunity for interagency cooperation.
Well, with all respect...
If Smith has knowledge of the case, I think we could spare him for an hour, don't you?
I'm already light because of the Tom Squad.
As long as we make it clear to Y&C that it's not to be seen as setting a precedent, of course. Yes? All ready for inspection, Alec?
Oh, yes, sir. Blood's been washed off the charge room walls. It's a joke, sir. Thanks, son.
Of course, it's very likely that as custody officer, the DAC will want to ask you how Pace is shaking down.
Who, sir?
Pace. Police and criminal evidence?
Oh, that pace. Sorry, sir.
Naturally, you'll try to avoid an activation while the DAC is here so you can give him your undivided attention. It's very important that senior management have a full exchange of views with grassroots levels.
Well, sir, if he really wants my opinion, he can have it. Pace is a pain in the neck. Only thing I don't have to write down now is how often a prisoner farts.
I'm sure you'll find something more constructive to say than that, Sergeant. We all have an interest in presenting Sun Hill and its personnel as efficient, flexible and forward-looking. No room for Ned Ludd here.
Ned Ludd?
What do you say, Sarge?
Yes.
You wanted to see me, Sarge?
Yes.
Robbie, do us a couple of CROs, mate, fast as you can. Anything for you, darling? Tara Winston and Chas Hendry. Current address, 24 Lexford Square. They're both race code 3. It's all right in here, isn't it, Sarge?
Yeah. Marvellous. Till someone pulls the plug.
Right, Martella, do you see anything wrong with this entry for the 27th of October? Black Labrador answering to the name of Sambo.
Yes, Sarge. It's racist?
It's also in the wrong book.
Sorry, Sarge?
Sambo was found on the 27th of October. I was here when they brought him in. He had a crushed foot, broken ribs and a torn ear, which is nothing to what you're going to get if you can't learn the difference between lost and found.
Sorry, Sarge.
This DAC Wainwright is worse than an auditor. He can pounce on anything. Yeah, what is it, Melvin?
What do with these, Sarge?
What are they?
Roller boots, Sarge.
Oh, very good, Melvin.
They were in the lost property store without a label.
Find the label. All right?
Right, Sarge, we finished clearing up the yard. What do you want us to do now? Blanco the truncheons?
Now go and hold Melvin's hand in the property store for 10 minutes. Martella, make sure the Commissioner's picture's taken down off the dartboard. Ah, hello, Roy. How was your leave?
Bloody awful. How are we all then?
Oh, in a positive mode, you know.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Piss off.
What's the word of the week?
What's the word of the week? What?
Bullshit.
No. You must excuse Robert. He's not been on his policing by obscuratives course yet. It's helicopterisation, either that or bicyclisation.
Bullshit, dude.
Oh, and mind out, there's a DAC about.
What is it?
Yeah, about midday. And I wouldn't seek solace in Bude Street either. Tom's squad's been down there all week.
Morning, Roy. Good leave. Superb, thank you, Brian. I hear you've activated a Tom squad in my absence down in Bude Street.
That's right. The problem there has been escalating, as I expect you know. There's growing public concern.
Yeah, of course. You won't nick Janice, will you? Who? Janice Taylor. You must know Janice, surely, Brian. Blue eyes, dark hair, tall, slim, ladders up her stockings for the midgets to climb up.
Not personally, no.
The lad's on your relief. Well, anyway, Wednesday's her day down Bude Street, and be a great inconvenience to the CID if she was taken out of circulation at the moment.
I see. Well, Roy, I'm not sure how far I can accommodate you there. In my view, it's very important that an operation of this nature be seen to be even-handed. Well, questions could be asked if we start showing favouritism at this stage.
Yeah, I didn't ask for a lecture. Just a favour. Look, you catch the Toms and I'll catch the villains, all right? All right, Dashers?
Morning, Gov.
Where is everyone?
Ted's not in yet, and Supercop's gone to get me a coffee.
Supercop?
Carver.
I'm sorry, mate.
He's settling in all right, isn't he?
I said we're too busy.
Too busy for what?
There's a social services case conference at 11 o'clock. Non-accidental injury. We've only just heard.
I mean, 2 hours' notice.
What are you getting so upset about? It's me who'll have to go, not you.
It's the principle of the bloody thing. Do we
Galloway.
get any extra time? Do we get any extra staff,
No,
do
sir.
we? Wouldn't be so bad if it was 1 a month, but youth and community are coming through here with 1 a day now.
Well, it's not their fault, is it, Ted?
I am not saying it's
Yes,
their
sir.
fault. Life was just a damn sight easier when social services were allowed to bury their dead, that's all.
Shut up. Yes, sir. I'll be right along. Thank you. Brownlow must have heard every bloody word.
Good.
Well, you can tell social services yourself now. I've been put up to fennel the DAC. It's all yours, acting at DI at Roach.
Oh, come on, Governor. Look, I've got the Nazim case, the warehouse burglary, the arson attacks.
Yes, and now you've got a couple of hours listening to some so-called experts talking a load of cobblers. Who's on the case from youth and communities?
Tony Bryars, but he's away on the show, so I'm going along.
I see. What you got?
Not a lot so far.
Better get your fingers out then, haven't you? All right, Ted?
All yours then, sir.
If youth and community want us at the conference,
we go.
I go.
And it might be a good idea, just for once, to keep the ears open and the mouth stumm. Yeah?
Morning, Gov. Had a nice holiday?
Robin's done a CRO check on the mother and the current boyfriend.
Thanks, Jim. You know the history, do you?
All right, Carver?
Good morning, sir.
Got a little job for you. Wait, what happened to my coffee?
Well, Roach took it off.
Get your own. It's not the office boy. Right, Jim, I want you to find me a prostitute.
Isn't pimping against the Commission's guidelines, sir?
Janice Taylor, formerly of the West End 1st Division, now languishing in the East End 4th, but regular screw of Sandip and Nazim, in whom we've more than a passing interest. Now, she's coming forward with some really good stuff, and I don't want to call up an Inspector Kite's dragnet, all right?
She looks a bit of all right, Governor.
Yeah. You mind as you go.
Well, you want someone as station rep who is going to take these aspects seriously. Not that I'm trying to influence anyone.
It's like, I know, sir, I don't know.
It's like I said that Nick and Tan. I am quite happy to let events take their course. But, now, look, it's no disrespect to Les Freeman, but as far as negotiating with the governors is concerned, well, he weren't very articulate, were he? I mean, me, I'm a 5-0 level man, one of the new breed. Me and Mr. Brownlow, we are on the same wavelength.
Yeah, see you, Reg.
Yeah, see you. Good hunting. Yeah, and you. Taking the big van, are we?
So you really think I ought to stand then?
All I'm saying is you do a good job, and that's the sort of person you are. If you don't fancy it, being station rep's not that big a deal. As long as you know why you don't want to do it.
Oh, people make all sorts of assumptions, that's all.
Well, you don't want it taking your nose to the shore. I mean, he has to have a dig. Proves he's a man.
It's not just Nick, it's everyone. June Ackland, aged 30, married to the job. Good old, sexless, dependable June.
Not married to the job, are you?
I don't know. Yeah, sometimes there doesn't seem to be a lot else.
Well, that's what you want to sort out, isn't it? I mean, away from this place. You take on station rep, you get sucked in completely. Let Iles do it, then we can all have a laugh.
Right.
Oops, pardon me. Ackland, they're under starter's orders.
Yeah, I'm on my way, Sarge. Hey, thanks, Alec.
Just call me Marge.
Yeah.
Aha!
We had finished, Sarge.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we had, hadn't we, Ken?
Yes, Sarge. Every item accounted for. Except for these. I've looked in all the property books and I still can't find an entry.
Yeah, well, lose them.
Lose them, Sarge?
Lose them, Melvin. Destroy, hide, or otherwise get shot of.
But isn't that
Yeah,
against...
that's creative property accounting, something else they didn't teach you at Hendon. Come on then, Edwards. Come on, Bude Street awaits. Out, come on. Out, 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 out. Come along. Right, anyone else for Operation Scrubber? Oh. Good morning.
Morning. So you're not going to come to our rescue, then?
Station rep? No.
Come on, you two, hurry up.
Nice job you two made of this yard. You make someone a lucky one.
It's rude to read. Come here, that's right.
Little man. Bloody wet-ass kids come out of college. Full of theory, think that they can help these people. And what do they really know, eh? Eh? Sod all. That's what they know. It's crazy. Nobody should be let loose as a social worker unless they've brought up kids of their own. And they might know what it's all about.
How many kids have you got, Sarge?
Mind the walls, please. Everything all right, Tom? Ah, just putting them in the canteen till you're ready to start your guided tour, sir.
No, Tom, you're tasked to the Brownies. I'm full alert for the DAC. No doubt our paths will cross.
Let's be fair, Sarge. I mean, we think we're overworked. But the social workers in this bureau have got a caseload of about 80 or 90 each, you know.
Yeah, my heart bleeds.
Well, they must be concerned, otherwise they wouldn't call a case conference, would they?
Concern's no bloody use if they won't let us do something about it.
Right, Melvin, you're on the back door with your radio, please. Call in the moment the DAC's car appears. Yes, sir. And after that, no one but no one's to be allowed in for the next hour. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Anything I can do? We're pretty quiet in there at the moment.
No, I don't think we need to disturb you, Bob.
Winston and the Rasta friend not having any previous, we're on a hiding to nothing. Just like the kid.
Morning, Sergeant.
Morning.
Tim Rutherford, Social Services Area Officer.
Morning, sir.
Natalie Winston, yes?
That's it, yeah.
CID involvement considered necessary at this stage, Sergeant, right?
In view of the injuries, yeah.
Keep an open mind on that, shall we? Hello, Colin.
Good morning.
Morning, Ms. Blake.
Theo Oscar from 416. He's here.
Tara Winston and her daughter Natalie were moved into Lexford Square 12 months ago as part of the Housing Committee's initiative to promote a better ethnic mix on the borough's remaining white ghetto estates.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the prejudice and hostility that she's been subjected to there have resulted in a lot of stress.
Good figures, Charles. Even your clear-up rate. Not using the Kent method, I trust.
No need, sir. Just effective policing.
Right. Can you show me around, then?
Yes, of course.
Actually, you're sharing our hospitality with the local brownies, sir. I hope you don't mind. Part of our community policing initiative.
Excuse me, Miss Taylor?
Yeah?
Can you spare a minute?
Why, is that how long it takes you?
I've got a message from Inspector Galloway.
Not on the bleeding pavement, please. Sending a boy on a man's errand, is he?
It's just a warning to stay out of sight. The Tom Squad's going around here every today, see, and, well...
I'll have the curb crawler, Taff. You can have the Tom.
You want to spread it round, eh, lads?
Don't worry, Jimbo. We know how to look after our own.
Look, she's a very important link in this case we're building up. If Nazim were to get wind
Well,
of
that's
it...
right, Nick. There is the lady's reputation to think of.
Our lips are sealed.
Yeah, well, thanks very much.
You dirty little bleeder.
Tara Winston only attended one psychiatric consultation about 6 months ago. But I would say that she was a classic example of the cycle of emotional deprivation. No love and warmth in her own childhood, consequent difficulty in learning how to be a mother. And in my view, the best way to break the cycle is through a therapeutic relationship with her social worker within the family structure.
What family structure? The mother's got the morals of a polecat. The boyfriend's a Rasta, so he won't be around for long. And P.C. Smith's colleague saw Natalie only this morning with a black eye.
Here we go. Typical intelligent response. Nick 'em and bin 'em.
Well, it's a bloody damn sight better than pontificating over a corpse, Ms. Blake.
I don't think that was a good idea, Alec.
Well, they enjoyed it.
I must try that at parade.
Who wants the fingerprints taken?
All I want is a simple answer to a simple question. Are the interests of this child supposed to be paramount or not?
Well, of course they are, Sergeant. There's no argument about that. What we have to decide is whether the evidence is strong enough to warrant the huge step of taking a child away from its mother.
You have got our evidence. And the neighbour, Mrs. Baker...
Yes, I'm sure she will.
Well, you can't accuse her of racial prejudice, love.
She's what's known as a coconut, love. Black on the outside and white in the middle.
Mrs. Megson, I mean, you're the health visitor. Surely you must know what's going on there.
Mrs. Megson visits to see baby Jason only. He is healthy and well cared for. And frankly, I would be very unhappy if this case were allowed to undermine the health service position at Lexford Square. We've worked long and hard to build up a trusting relationship with the newer tenants.
So we carried a kid out in a box just to keep the tarts and the drug pushers happy.
Mr. Chair, do we have to take any more from this ignorant pig?
Zoe.
Every day, my caseworkers are abused, spat upon, and physically injured trying to keep families together. And all you bastards ever want to do is take the easy way out. Well, I'm bloody sick of you!
Hand here, right? Plaster it all over. Look at that. Nice and gooey. Now, finger on the top there. Press firmly with your thumb as well. That's it on the palm. And lift. Not a bad one. Go wash your hands. Right, who's next? Hello, Pandora. That's a lovely name. Pandora, very pretty. Good, mate. Give us the other hand, Pandora. That's it. Paste and paste and paste like that. Right? Now, you should press firmly like this. Up you go, firm. And there you go. There's yours. I tell you what we do.
This is Sergeant Penny, sir.
Sergeant? Very good. Thank you, sir.
Sergeant Peters, our custody officer.
What is that?
Sergeant.
Oh, sorry, sir. Just giving them a little souvenir.
Yes, well, I've got one as well now. Thank you. Enjoying yourselves?
Yes, thank you!
Good. We'll leave you to it.
You're taking lunch with us, sir?
Love to, Brian, but unfortunately time doesn't permit.
But with all due respect, Mrs. Avon, education welfare are getting referrals now that 15 years ago teachers wouldn't look twice at. It's just got completely out of hand. Kids do pick up bruises. And in Natalie Winston's case, there's no way I could say the injuries I saw were non-accidental.
You're the expert, of course, Mr. Pierce. I'm just a humble headmistress. But I'm telling you the injuries have continued. And like Sergeant Roach, I simply cannot understand this conference's unwillingness to act.
But we are acting. Progress is being made. Can't you understand the huge problems of poverty and isolation this mother is under?
She's inadequate. The child's at risk. She should be removed.
Here, here.
You're a cow, do you know that?
Only a cow, Shirley. You usually manage better than that.
If I had AIDS, I'd spit in your face.
I don't know why you make such a fuss. You've been done so often, just regard your fines as income tax.
All right, Shirl.
Get off. I'll let you know when you can grope me.
As Caroline, Mary and Gordon have already said, we have perhaps been overreacting to recent well-publicised cases by removing children into care when it wasn't really necessary. In doing so, we have virtually destroyed families, perhaps irrevocably. So, in this case, I think it behoves us to consider very carefully before we vote. Are the injuries non-accidental? If so, does the evidence suggest that they are serious enough for us to be able to obtain a full care order? Now, personally, I think not. We can either simply place Natalie on the at-risk register, which would be merely a formality since she and her family are already being closely monitored, or do we go for a place of safety order, so she can be removed temporarily pending fuller investigations? Now, if I could have a show of hands, please. 1 vote per agency. All those in favour of a place of safety order. Against? So, we register Natalie and keep a close watch on developments. Thank you very much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Conference dismissed. If you will excuse me.
Why don't you vote, Sarge?
Votes are a farce anyway. They'll always change their decision afterwards if they think fit.
Well, I think it's a bloody disgrace.
Sergeant Roach, that child is being systematically beaten. Can't you do something?
Yes, Mrs. Avon. As the lady said, we can nick 'em and bin 'em, and I'm on my way right now.
But what for?
You've been seen talking to the single male occupants of 3 different cars. That's loitering for the purposes of prostitution.
Yeah, what arrest? I mean, we're not regulars, like. We've never done this sort of thing before, you know. Just this girl had just got back home.
Yes,
said
look,
this
I'm
was
sorry,
a-
love.
What's going to happen?
You'll be kept in custody overnight and then taken to the court in the morning.
Overnight, but we've only come down here on an away day from Doncaster. We'll not be able to use his tickets tomorrow.
Redac?
Like to keep the place bright for the staff, sir. Decent surroundings make a big difference to morale.
I suppose you have a good working relationship with your station rep, then, Charles? Any chance of meeting him?
Well, sir, as a matter of fact, at the
Yes,
moment...
sir. P.C. Hollis, our collator. Newly elected this morning, as a matter of fact. Unopposed. He's a good man.
But will I be able to phone my mum? She'll worry herself sick if I'm not at home.
Well done, chaps. A full house.
Hello, Nick. Hey, Tracy, look, it's Nick Shaw.
What? Hey, hello, Nick. How are you doing?
I'm all right, you know.
See you later, maybe.
Yeah. Went to the same school in Doncaster, no?
Let's get in and do your French homework then. Go on, I'll drive.
No doubt you're all set with a long list of complaints, The perennial broken loo seats and blocked urinals that chief supers never attend to.
Well, actually, I'm more concerned with stress.
Really?
Do you know that last year over 200 coppers left the Met due to the stress of the job? There's been all sorts of reports about the need for counselling and so forth. But we're still in the dark ages. Marks and Spencer's cashiers get better welfare services than we do. And they don't get petrol bombs slung at them.
What's the matter?
You can't come in.
Why not?
Inspector's orders, the DAC's here.
Look, I've got a wagon load full of Toms in here. What am I supposed to do with them?
Go for a drive round.
Go for a drive round.
Sorry, it's my orders. Can't you just park it outside and wait till he's gone?
This is bloody ridiculous.
What's going on, Tom?
We're not allowed in till the DAC's gone.
You what? What are we supposed to do then?
Open a mobile brothel, I suppose.
Won't pay much for you, love.
Has the DAC gone yet?
No, he's in with Hollis at the moment.
Only I've been sitting like a lemon upstairs for the last hour.
Oh, sorry, Roy. Schedule's very tight. I'm afraid we have to cut one or two items.
Well, you could have come upstairs and told me.
Gov, can I have a word, please?
Weren't you supposed to be at a case conference?
I've been to the case conference. I want a place of safety order.
You want what?
I want a place of safety order for that kid, Natalie Winston. Will you come, please?
On what grounds?
On the grounds that she's been gradually beaten to a pulp and that social services will do sod all about it. Sir, I don't think we can wait on this one. I want that kid out.
All right, I'll come and take a look.
Good. I'll give you the information on the way, please.
Good luck, Hollis. Only a couple of minutes. Sunhill will have the right man for the job.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Forward-thinking fellow, Charles. Keep your door open to him.
Yes, sir. Sergeant Cryer, sir.
All correct, sir?
And PCs Frank and Patel.
Good morning. Sir. Bit different from when you joined the force, I dare say, Sergeant?
Certainly is, sir.
Any problems with the new technology?
None we haven't been able to cope with, sir, no.
Good. Must say I admire chaps like you taking all this in your stride.
It helps to catch villains, sir. We've got to go with it. Even old sweats like me.
Quite right, Sergeant. Mark of the true professional. Carry on.
Thank you, sir.
And don't bring a newspaper in here again.
Aha! The Black Hand Gang again. Oh, pardon me, sir. Do you wish to speak to our young visitors before they leave, or are you too busy? Please don't mind me, Charles. I must be off soon anyway. I'm sure Brian can tell me anything else I want to know.
Well, if you're quite sure then, sir.
See you again soon. How do you find the latest Home Office management report?
Right, we'll go to the recreation room this way. Thank you, Tom.
So you don't get back home much then, Nick?
Well, no, not a lot.
Hey, do you remember that Susan Farley used to knock about with back home? She's got a baby now, I know.
Ooh, oh yeah.
She was going to come with us today, though, and leave it with her mum. Only her mum's not well.
Oh, really?
That would have been a laugh, eh? You and her.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been a laugh, that.
I need the loo.
Oh, shut up, Tracy. You're as bad as a kid.
Oh, well, I can't help it, can I?
Pee on their seats, love. I'm going to in a minute. Ain't no one got a pack of cards or nothing.
Well, you can play noughts and crosses in my pocketbook if you like.
Trivial Bleeding Pursuits, that should be your favourite game. Oh, no. Let's have a sing-song. Hey, you in the front there, you're Welsh, aren't you? You ought to be able to sing.
Yeah, only in the bath, love.
Oh, well, you better get your rubber duck out then, ain't you?
Mrs. Winston, this is Inspector Galloway from Sunhill Police Station. I was hoping we could have a little chat about Natalie.
Don't tell me about my child. Don't you tell me!
Mrs. Winston.
Get out! Just piss off out! Just leave out! Get out! You piss off out of here! Get out of my house! Just let go of me!
Right, just sit down and be quiet.
Off me with you! Just get it off! Just get it off me, okay? Just get it off me!
Leave it alone, right? You're just gonna get hurt. Don't stop it.
Look, it's hurting my arm, right? Just get it off!
Come with me, darling.
Let go of my arm! Let me
Right, Brian, thank you very much. It's been most interesting.
Thank you, sir.
You run a jolly tight ship. Well done. Rest assured, your efforts do not go unnoticed.
Thank you, sir. Good to see you again.
Hello, Jim. Someone said you were standing. What, you changed your mind, did you?
Yeah, changed my mind.
Oh, well, it's a woman's prerogative.
Do us a favour. Put a place of safety in the interview room. Couldn't come and sit with her till social services turn up.
Yeah, sure.
We love you, Giles. We do. We love you, Giles.